table, quietly mouthing words and mumbling. Police say it appears Mangione went to Pittsburgh and then Altoona after leaving New York, and that he was dodging surveillance using a signal-blocking bag.
That's correspondent Lilia Luciano. We are hearing from Daniel Penny for the first time since being found not guilty in the Jordan Neely chokehold case. The 26-year-old Marine vet tells Fox News he considers himself to have been the one in a vulnerable position on that subway train, that he feels he did the right thing and would do it again to protect the safety of others.
If he did do what he was threatening to do, I would never be able to live with myself.
And he notes,
this type of thing is very uncomfortable. All this attention and limelight is very uncomfortable, and I would prefer without it. I didn't want any type of attention or praise, and I still don't.
Queens Councilwoman Tiffany Caban telling 1010 Wins Jordan Neely was failed by the city's broken mental health system.
We need to have systems of intervention that are both comprehensive and effective, and not the same things are going to work for all of the same people. And quite frankly, sending people through a revolving door of shelters, hospitals, jails, inpatient facilities, that's not the equivalent of stable housing and health care.
Caban writing on X that Neely deserved better and was dehumanized. She also compared his death to a lynching. Uber and Lyft drivers to hold a protest caravan today. Starting at 10, they'll ride across the Brooklyn Bridge, up the FDR, then over to Queens, to the Taxi and Limousine Commission building in Long Island City. Drivers accuse the rideshare companies of locking them out of the apps to avoid paying them and are calling on the TLC to increase pay and ban the lockouts. Caravan organizer Anwar Malik.
And right now, it feels like Uber, TLC, and Lyft, they're all together in on this. TLC should have made better rules to begin with. And the number one issue is they paused plates.
The TLC had put a cap on new for-hire license plates. 1010 Wins has reached out to both Uber and Lyft and is awaiting a response. New Jersey-born mentalist, the amazing Kreskin, has died. The master of mind games dazzled TV audiences for decades, including nearly 90 appearances on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
You really start something. I can't go on an airline. Everybody says, be amazing. How are you today? Of course.
Well, he was also a regular with David Letterman and Jimmy Fallon. Born George Joseph Kresge in Montclair, he took up magic at an early age after reading about a crime-fighting magician in comic books. Kreskin died yesterday at his home in Caldwell. He was 89. Now this message: sell your home once, get paid twice at maxouthomes.com or call 800-800-7405. Some holiday help courtesy of a food show at the Javits Center. We'll tell you what's going on with that in just a second. First, at 8:11, let's get traffic and transit with Karen Stewart.
The northbound Garden State Parkway is in quite the state at 138 in Kenilworth. At 138, we have an accident there that's getting moved over to the shoulder. That was the one that was blocking the 3 center lanes. Yeah, the New Jersey Turnpike, you could try it as an alternate. Southbound Parkway also at 131 in Woodbridge has an accident that they're moving over to the shoulder. If you're traveling 80, we've got 2 problems. Southbound 8095 Express off the GW Bridge south of 71. We have an accident in the right lane. And westbound 80 at exit 30 for Howard Boulevard, Mount Arlington. Overturned tractor trailer from very early this morning, blocking the right and central lanes on the entrance ramp. Try Route 46 instead. The Hudson River crossings are all an hour inbound. Yep, Holland Lincoln GW Bridge, 1 hour delays. If you take the Palisades approach to the inbound GW Bridge instead of 8095, it's going to be half that, with a 25 to 30-minute delay. And I just learned on the inbound Georgia lower level, we also have a broken down car blocking the right lane on the approach to the tolls. Traffic is sponsored by River Spring Living. Our next report is 8:21. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
John Sterling and Dave Sims truly understand why River Spring Living is the premier choice for senior living. We are located in Riverdale along the scenic banks of the Hudson River. Our community provides older adults with countless opportunities to live their best lives. It has been an incredible journey with John, and now we are excited to pass the torch to Dave.
What's today? It happens to be the 15th anniversary, believe it or not, of Angry Birds. That was released on this day in 2009. Speaking of angry, we're not too happy about this forecast, Brian.
Yeah, it has been a pretty wet morning already, Susan. We're going to see more rain as we head into the afternoon. And the wind, we're just getting started with the wind. Wind's starting to pick up now. We've been seeing some gusts up to around 30 miles per hour at JFK and LaGuardia, but those will continue to increase as we head throughout the day, and especially with the wind out of the south. A lot of these south-facing shores of Long Island will likely see some of the highest wind gusts as we head later on into today. Now, we're talking about rain, but there isn't a whole lot of rain right now in and around the city. There's a pretty big gap in the rain. We do have some showers on the east end of Long Island. We have some pretty good downpours in south central Connecticut, and also some rain in northwest New Jersey and parts of the Hudson Valley, but it's really closer to I-84 now. Even the lower Hudson Valley is dried out, at least for the time being. So we will have rain, periods of rain, heavy at times, as this rain fills back in later this morning and into the afternoon. And especially this afternoon, that's one of the highest risk for downpours and even a thunderstorm. That could cause some flooding in low-lying and poor drainage areas. And this afternoon and evening is when we'll see the strongest winds as well. Winds gusting to around 50 miles per hour, even up to 60 miles per hour across Long Island. High temperatures today in the low to mid-60s, about 63 on average. Windy and colder tonight. The rain ends early, then clearing, low 33. Blustery and colder tomorrow with some sunshine, high 38s. Not as harsh with by Friday and Saturday with less wind and a fair amount of sun. Highs will be in the upper 30s to near 40. 59 degrees right now. It's cloudy in Midtown. We're going up to 63. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station. 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
1010 Winds is a proud media partner with City Harvest, which today will deliver more than 70,000 pounds of fresh produce to food pantries in the boroughs. The group supply chain director, Jenna Harris, says the food is coming from the annual produce show at the Javits Center.
It's a huge variety. We never really know what we're going to get until we get there, but in the past it's ranged from things like squash, zucchini, pomegranates. There were giant jackfruits one year. It's always a surprise, and there's always some amazing products there.
Well, she tells 1010 Winds the need at food pantries in the city is at their highest record, with average monthly visits up 81% compared to 2019. That morning cup of joe could get more expensive next year. Droughts in Brazil and Vietnam, the world's largest producers, have led to smaller harvests, and so the price of Arabica beans is up more than 80% this year, rising to an all-time high of $3.44 a pound. Instant coffee bean prices also up nearly double from last year. Well, with so many of us likely to make that New Year's resolution to eat in a more healthful way in 2025, some advice from the feds.
The recommendations for the 2025 dietary guidelines sound familiar. Americans should eat more beans, peas, and lentils and cut back on red and processed meats and starchy vegetables. It's also a good idea to continue to limit added sugars, sodium, and saturated fat. That's the advice released by an expert panel of nutritionists charged with counseling the U.S. government about the 2025 edition of the dietary guidelines. But the 20-member panel did not weigh in on the growing role of unprocessed foods that have been linked to health problems, saying there's not enough evidence to tell people to avoid them. I'm Shirley Adler.
The federal government going to bat for an endangered species.
Monarch butterflies flock to warmer climates for the winter, but their numbers are dwindling. Barbara Haggerty, a docent at the Pismo Beach Grove in California, says her first count in 1990 was
235,000. The place was covered. It was fantastic.
Now it's only 550 monarchs. 160 miles north of Pismo Beach is the Pacific Grove Sanctuary, where Paul Meredith is a volunteer.
It's just terrible drop in the numbers, and that scares the bejeepers out of me.
So the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service will, until March, take public comments on the plan listing monarch butterflies as threatened before finalizing the move.
That's correspondent Jennifer Kuiper. Environmentalists say climate change, agricultural expansion, and herbicides have reduced milkweed, which is the main food source for this species of butterfly. 57 degrees now, cloudy skies. We're heading up to 63. We're looking at heavy wind and rain today.
Healthier starts here with Get Covered New Jersey. Open enrollment is happening now. If you need health insurance, get quality, affordable coverage with plan options that fit your life and your budget. 9 in 10 get financial help, and many pay $10 a month or less. All plans provide free preventive care, coverage for prescriptions, emergency services, and more. Enroll by December 31st for January 1st coverage at getcovered.nj.gov.
The best AI assistant isn't one that knows the whole world. It's one that knows your world. A custom assistant built on Watson X with IBM's Granite models can leverage your trusted data, be easily trained on your workflows, and integrate with your apps. It can be tuned to do just what you need, because the more AI knows about your world, the more it can help you do. Learn more at ibm.com/productivity. IBM. Let's create.
Good morning. It's Susan Richard with this message from Barish and McGarry, and I want to talk to you specifically. If you lost a family member to a 9/11-related illness, you may be eligible for a financial award, money from the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund. Now, if you're among the 300,000 people who were living, working, or going to school south of Canal Street, either on 9/11 or in the 8 months that followed, you could be eligible for free health care for life, as well as compensation if you get sick. These are two government programs that are really a lifeline for the 9/11 community, and nobody knows that more than Barish and McGarry. They were downtown as well, and so their folks were breathing in the same toxic dust just like you. In fact, Michael Barish himself, he's a 9/11 prostate and skin cancer survivor. So here's what you do. You let them see if you're eligible. Go to 911awards.com. That's 911awards with an S.com. Barish and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
Meet Cheryl. Hey, she's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at Southside.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com. Show the coupon at the pharmacy and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Congratulations, Tanya Obakambi from Rockland County. You won a pair of tickets to see Mariah Carey December 17th at Barclays Center, courtesy of our friends at Live Nation. Another chance to win again tomorrow morning between 7:30 and 8. It's all part of the annual 1010 Win Stocking Stuffer giveaway.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. 57 degrees. It is 8:20 on this Wednesday, December 11th. I'm Susan Richard. Here's what's happening. Wind advisories and warnings for the city and nearby suburbs. With rain today that could cause flooding, we'll check in with AccuWeather. A major drug bust down the hall from a daycare center. Our Glenn Schuck with that story from the Bronx. The New Jersey drone mystery, now one for Staten Island and Brooklyn as well. A wildfire forces some big names, including Cher and Barbra Streisand, from their Malibu homes. And it's a no-go on The Onion buying InfoWars. In sports, Yankees signed free agent pitcher Max Fried. Islanders and Devils both lost. Wins News Time 8:21. Traffic and transit. Back to Karen Stewart.
Long Islanders, the westbound Northern State has quite the delay. We are jammed from Deer Park Avenue into Route 110 at exit 40. We got a broken down car at Route 110 in Huntington. The left lane is blocked there, so start with the LIE instead. Southbound Seafood Oyster Bay Expressway's got delays at exit 8 for Powell Avenue. We got an accident there in the right. You can try Wantagh Parkway there instead. As we check New Jersey, the Garden State Parkway northbound at 138 has an accident now moved to the shoulder, and the southbound Parkway at 131 has an accident now moved to the shoulder. Southbound 8095 Express Lane south of 71 for Route 46.